question concerns moon sighting, and we need some clarification on an issue that has become rather contentious in our community here in Toronto, in Canada, in North America, and many other places. This past Ramadan, for Eid, we celebrated Eid on 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday here. There were a lot of disputations, arguments, and so on. So we needed some guidance on local moon sighting, international moon sighting, calculations, and so on. If you can please clarify this issue for us.
MashaAllah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is very interesting and very important question. I would say, saying this, that this year we celebrated 2 Eids. This would be a very innocent thing to say. This was not of this year, this is every year. There are very few exceptions where Muslims in one country celebrate Eid on one day. Very few exceptions. Most of the time they celebrate in 2 different days. Before coming to the academic and juristic and technical Shari'i aspect of the question, I will take it historically. Those who celebrated Eid on Tuesday, first day, I congratulate them because they celebrated Eid along with 95% of the whole Ummah. And there were only 5% of the Muslim Ummah, I think, who celebrated Eid on Wednesday. Keep in mind that when we talk of Muslim Ummah does not only mean Pakistan or India. Muslim Ummah is around the world. Only North America and England, they celebrated Eid in 2 days. Only North America and UK celebrated people were divided in 2 days. Remaining whole world, almost the whole world, they celebrated on Tuesday, the first day. Whole of Europe, without a single exception of any country, the whole of Europe unanimously celebrated the Eid on Tuesday, all Muslims. The whole of Arab world, I mean Egypt, the biggest seat of learning of Muslim world, Al-Qahira, Jamia al-Azhar, Syria, Iraq, Jordan, Turkey, Palestine, all Middle Eastern countries. I'm not talking of Saudi Arabia only. No, I'm talking of all other Arab countries, Islamic. They celebrated Eid on Tuesday. Then coming to the North African Muslim world, Maghrib, Aljazair, am I right? Aljazair, Tunis, and go up to Sudan and other parts of the world. Overwhelming majority of the Muslim world, they celebrated on that first day. There were no disputes. There must be very few areas where the people have celebrated on 2 days. So, this is one aspect. Now coming to the actual change. The problem is that some people are still hung up with their own ethnic background. They don't want to come out of their own background, country, Pakistan or India. And Islam was not promulgated in Pakistan and India. Islam is for the whole world. So we have to see what the whole Muslim Ummah or overwhelming majority of the Muslim Ummah is doing. So we have to be with the majority, the majority of Muslim Ummah. As far as the real problem is concerned about the moon sighting, there is a big misunderstanding because of lack of knowledge. And this hadith of Holy Prophet is wrongly understood. Again I say because of lack of knowledge. And it is wrongly interpreted. That's why some people create some problems within community. The famous hadith of Holy Prophet ﷺ, which is always taken and which becomes the basis. That is, Holy Prophet said, is in Sahih Bukhari, لا تصوموا حتى تروا الهلال ولا تفطروا حتى تروه. Or Holy Prophet said, لا تصوموا حتى تروه فإن هم عليكم فاكملوا. Or Holy Prophet said, Sumu biru'yatikum waftiru biru'yatikum. These are the ahadith. Sumu liru'yatihi waftiru liru'yatihi. These are the hadiths. The word ru'ya has been used always, that you have to start your month of Ramadan with the ru'ya, and you have to end it up and celebrate the Eid with the ru'ya of Hilal. Everywhere the word ru'ya has been used. Start the fasting of Ramadan with ru'ya of crescent. And end the Ramadan, end up the Ramadan and celebrate the Eid with ru'ya of crescent, of Hilal. I have never come across a single hadith throughout my life. And alhamdulillah ta'ala, during my works on hadith, just on hadith, more than 100 works which I have authored have been published. Just on hadith. And during the whole works on hadith which I was doing in my life, I have gone through, by the grace and blessings of Almighty Allah, approximately I have gone through 400,000 hadiths of Holy Prophet. I have to go through that to compile my big book, Jami' Sunnah, which consists of 20 volumes on hadith. A compilation of approximately 30,000 hadiths. So I have never seen a single hadith where Holy Prophet ﷺ has said these words: Sumu li ru'yatikum bil ayn, waftiru bi ru'yatikum bil ayn. Holy Prophet ﷺ never ever stated this, that start the Ramadan with your ru'ya of naked eye, ru'ya of eyes, or end up Ramadan and celebrate Eid with your ru'ya of eyes, which is known as sighting, eye sighting, or naked eye sighting. Naked eye sighting, this word has never been used by Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All ahadith pertaining to this matter contain the word ru'ya. Now we have to try to understand what does ru'ya mean. The problem is that we have very, very little knowledge. And the people who insist on these kind of things, they neither go into the details of the meanings used, of the words used in hadith. They don't want to try, and they don't want to apply the principles of the modern world. Neither the principle of modern world nor the principle of ancient classical principles in order to understand the meanings of the words. Ru'ya does not necessarily mean eyesighting. This is the whole argument that Holy Prophet said, Sumu li ru'yatikum waftiru li ru'yatikum, yasumu li ru'yati and waftiru li ru'yati. The word ru'ya, of course, the word ru'ya has been used everywhere in Holy Prophet ﷺ tradition, but not specifically a ru'ya bil ayn, ya a ru'ya bil basar. Yani eye sighting, this word has never been used. The question is, what is the meaning of ru'ya? We unfortunately just understand one meaning. Ru'ya means sighting. This is one meaning. But this is not the meaning everywhere and always. This word ru'ya is used for many, many meanings in Quran and Hadith. So why we are sticking just to one meaning which Holy Prophet ﷺ himself has not specified? He has used this word ru'ya in its generality. And he has left the meaning and understanding of the word ru'ya on the ummah from time to time according to the developments. Word ru'ya, according to Imam Raghib Asfahani, just keep in your mind, he writes in Al-Mufradat, the great book on Quranic dictionary, and Imam Majduddin Al-Firoz Abadi, he is the author of Al-Qamus, and he writes in Al-Basair. And Imam Raghib al-Asfahani writes in Al-Mufradat. And in the same way, Imam Azhari, Sahib al-Tahzib al-Lugha, he writes in Tahzib al-Lugha, the biggest book, one of the biggest book on Arabic dictionaries. And we can read Lisan al-Arab, and we can read As-Siha, any book of Arabic Lugha, any book, the great big books, which are known to be the authorities and which are known to be the original big compendiums. All these books contain words which I am going to say. One meaning of ru'ya, one meaning just, is eyesighting. And Holy Prophet ﷺ has not confined the word ru'ya with eyesighting. He has not stated ru'ya bil ain or ru'ya bil basar. Aimma says, a ru'ya, it means to know something, to know knowledge of existence of something, knowledge of something being existing. And he says, ذَلِكَ أَدْرَبُ بِحَسْبِ قُوَى النَّفْسِ. Its meaning differ from person to person, from ability to ability, from capacity to capacity. So one is known as a ru'ya bil hassa. This is sighting with the eyes, just one meaning. Visual observation. It can be eye or it can be telescopic sighting, it can be in any other form. But wherever eye is used, this is one meaning, a ru'ya bil hassa. Second meaning of a ru'ya, it is known as a ru'ya bil wahmi wa takhayyul. Just intellectual understanding. Imagination is also known as ru'ya. Conceptual vision, intellectual vision is also known as a ru'ya. Speculation is also known as a ru'ya. It is stated in Arabic, and Imam Raghib Asfahani says, he says, Ara anna Zaidan kharijun ila salah. Ara is from ru'ya. He says, I think, I guess, I speculate that Zaid has gone for prayer to the mosque. Word ara from ru'ya, he says that I think he has gone. This is his calculation of time. This is his guess from the events. This is his speculation. This is his imagination. This is his concept. This is his belief that he has gone out for praying. So examples have been given by the Aim of Lugha. So this is known as a ru'ya, ara. Here is no concern of ru'ya with eyesighting. That this is your mental imagination. You gather an information, you guess, you assess, you speculate, and you say, I have ru'ya, this is the ru'ya. Then there is another word, a ru'ya bil aqli wa tafakkur. This is also known as ru'ya, consideration, your reflection, your contemplation, your intellectual visualization, and your scientific calculation. Scientific calculation is also known as ru'ya. So Holy Prophet ﷺ never ever said, Sumu li ru'yatikum bil ayn, or Sumu li ru'yatikum bil basar. He never said that start your fasting with your eye sighting. Never said this. He just said ru'ya. So why ru'ya is taken as eye sighting, and why this ru'ya is not taken as scientific calculation? Ru'ya means scientific calculation. It means you can start your month of Ramadan and start your Eid when scientifically you can calculate that the crescent is present. When your scientific calculation tells you, when your scientific reflection, intellectual visualization, when your astronomical data and calculation tells you that the crescent is there on the horizon. You can start your fasting. This meaning is also can be taken easily by the word roya. There is no contradiction in these meanings with that. So this is, I am quoting Imam Raghib Asfahani, I am quoting Imam Majduddin Firozabadi, I am quoting the authorities. Then another very important thing is that the word roya is also used just for ilm. Just ilm, knowledge. You can gain this knowledge from any source, through any source, through telescope, through almanac, through astronomical aids, through observatories, through your astronomical data which is scientifically correct. You can have the knowledge that the crescent, the new moon, is present on the horizon after sunset. This present of the crescents, you may gain this knowledge in any way. So this knowledge is known as a ru'ya. So meaning of hadith would be sumu liru'yatihi ya liru'yatikum waftiru liru'yatikum, means start your month of Ramadan when it comes to your knowledge that it has started. And celebrate Eid when the existence of crescent comes to your knowledge. Without any eye-sighting, comes to your knowledge. This is means of ru'ya. Now, I quote, so knowledge and scientific calculation is known as a ru'ya. It is bil ilm. So, I quote Quranic verse on that, Surah Saba, verse number 6. Quran says, وَيَرَى الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ الَّذِي يُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِرَبِّكَ هُوَ الْحَقِّ. And most of the Quranic verses support the word ru'ya in the meaning of knowledge, just knowledge, having no concern with eyesighting. And those who have been given knowledge know that the book which has been revealed to you from your Lord is alone the truth. وَيَرَى الَّذِينَ, they know that this book of Quran is truth. They don't see, it doesn't mean sighting. يَرَى الَّذِينَ, they know. And from this word ru'ya is the word ar-ra'i, Rai, opinion, your intellectual calculation. Again it is stated in Quran, Surah Al-Kahf, verse 39, وَلَوْلَا إِذْ دَخَلْتَ جَنَّتَكَ قُلْتَ مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ إِن تَارَنِي أَنَا أَقَلَّ مِنْكَ مَالًا وَوَلَدًا. In Tarani, it is from Roya, Ra'a. And Quran says, if today you find me inferior to you in wealth and children, then what? So the word Roya in Tarani from Ra'a has been used, and meaning is, if today you consider me that I am inferior to you, then what? So considering something, finding something is also Roya from Ra'a. Again Surah Al-Isra. So just it means to find or to know, just you get an information. Or you make your mind. Quran says, قَالَ أَرَأَيْتَكَ هَذَا الَّذِي كَرَّمْتَ عَلَيَّ. And Satan also said, tell me, أَرَأَيْتَكَ, from Ra'a, Ru'ya. Tell me, inform me. Just Ru'ya means information. Through any way, through any means. Inform me. Is it he you have exalted over me? This is what Satan said. In the same Surah Al-An'am, verse 40, قُلْ أَرَأَيْتَكُمْ إِنْ أَتَاكُمْ عَذَابُ اللَّهِ. Say to these disbelievers, give your view and opinion if Allah's torment befalls you or the last hour comes upon you. Give your opinion and information and your assessment and your consideration, your belief. It is known as Ru'ya. قُلْ أَرَأَيْتَكُمْ. You read Surah Al-Ma'un. Quran says, أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِينَ يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ الْيَتِيمِ. Araita is from Ra'a and Ru'ya. Do you know him? Have you seen him? Do you know him? The one who denies deen of Islam. So it does not apply just on the eye-sighting. Does it apply on the knowledge? Again, Surah Ahqaf, verse 4, Quran says, قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Say, tell me or inform me of the idols you worship instead of Allah. So here again, Ru'ya is used in the meanings of information. Inform me. Tell me. Surah Al-Qasas, قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ النَّهَارَ سَرْمَدًا. Just tell me and narrate me as well if Allah prolongs the day over you till the day of judgment. So all of these Quranic verses indicate the meaning of the word ru'ya and ra'a in the sense of information, idea, narration, statement, based on any opinion, belief, knowledge, assessment, calculation. So all these things are far within the scope of ru'ya. And the word ar-ra'i, itiqadun nafs, ghalabatu zan, your thinking. And again, very important verse in Quran that says, Surah An-Nisa, verse number 105, Inna anzalna ilayka al-kitaba bil-haqq litahkuma bayna an-nasi bima araka Allah. Bima araka Allah. It is from Ra'a and Ru'ya. O glorious messenger, surely we have revealed to you the book based on truth, so that you may judge between the people in accordance with the truth which Allah has taught you through divine revelation. Bima araka Allah. Here the Ru'ya is used in the meanings of teaching. Allah has given you the knowledge in the light of the understanding which Almighty Allah has revealed on you, in the light of knowledge which Allah has revealed on you, in the light of wisdom which Allah has revealed on you. So this word wisdom, knowledge, understanding, teaching has been used for the word ru'ya, ra'arakallah. In the same way, so the basic if you go through the whole Quranic verses, you will find that the word ru'ya is not necessarily confined to eyesighting. It has a very broad spectrum. It includes knowledge. It includes scientific calculation. It includes assessment. It includes information gathered through any source. It may be astronomical, it may be scientific, it may be with the naked eye, it may be through witnesses. So Holy Prophet ﷺ kept this concept very open, using the word Sumu liru'yatihi waftiru liru'yatihi, just using the word ru'ya. So the ru'ya would be understood according to the times and scientific developments. Now what happened? Only in the days of Holy Prophet, there was no other way of knowledge. There was no other way or means of gaining the knowledge that the crescent is existing, the new moon, the birth of new moon, and the crescent, except the naked eyesighting. There was no astronomy, there were no telescopes, there were no other scientific developments. So there was no other way except eyesighting, and everybody was not able to sight it. So if somebody had witnessed the crescent, they would come as a witness and it was believed. So there was simple way, in fact, to get information of the existence of crescent. This way was used in that time. Now, many other more direct and durable and correct and accurate ways of knowledge of existence of crescent has been established by the development of science. So you may achieve the knowledge through any way that crescent is existing on the horizon after sunset. If the science and astronomy and all these things inform you through this calculation, this will fall under the category Sumu liru'yatikum, this would be ru'ya, as stated by Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And a very interesting thing is that I would like to mention here that the same word, very important, same word, ru'ya and ru'ya, has been used by, since it is the hadith of Holy Prophet and hadith. So I would like to quote another hadith of Holy Prophet where the word ru'ya or ru'ya and ra'a has been used, but not in the sense of eyesight. Another very easy example I would like to quote, Surah Al-Fil. Everybody knows. It is stated, Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. Have you not seen? Or its meaning is, do you not know? Has it not come to your knowledge what Almighty Allah had done with the people of elephants? So this incident of the people of elephant, the Abraha incident, This took place before the birth of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not born. He was not born. So there was no possibility of eyesighting the event of Abraha and the people of elephant. He couldn't see with his eyes. Still Quran said, Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. You didn't see? So meaning here is that you didn't know. Has this event not come to your knowledge? You have not been informed by the people? So if you are informed and the knowledge comes to you through any source without eyesighting, even then still it is ru'ya, according to Quran. And the same is hadith. I am quoting a hadith. Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam delivered the khutbah of Eid. And then while he was delivering khutbah of Eid, Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam guessed. He estimated, he guessed. The ladies were not listening him. They were sitting far. So Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam guessed that ladies were not listening him. So that's why when he finished his khutbah, he went straight to the ladies and addressed them separately. So addressing ladies directly without curtain is the sunnah of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here, the word his guess, he guessed and estimated that ladies were not listening to him. So this is the word used in hadith. Sami'tu ibn Abbas. He says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Annahu bada bi salati qabla al-khutbati yawm al-Eid. Holy Prophet sallallahu prayed Salatul Eid. After that he said the khutbah of Eid. Thumma khataba faru'iyya annahu lam yusmi' an-nisaa fa'atahunna. Faru'iyya, the word ru'iyya, from ru'ya. Then when he delivered his speech, for ru'ya annahu lam yusmi' an-nisa. He guessed, he estimated, and he thought the ladies were not listening to him. My voice was not reaching to them. فَأَتَاهُنَّ. So the Holy Prophet went directly to the ladies. فَذَكَّرَهُنَّ وَبَعَثَهُنَّ. And he delivered a separate speech for them. So this word ru'ya, from ru'ya, has been used. Without the meaning of eyesighting. Ru'ya, all muhaddiseen say, ru'ya means zanna. That he guessed, he assessed that ladies are not listening him. Now here the word ru'ya is used. Now come to Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari about same hadith. Ru'ya in Sahih Bukhari, the word has been used. Kharaja anna Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam kharaja wa ma'u bilalun fazanna annahu lam yusmi'. Zanna, he addressed and he thought as if ladies are not listening to him. So just his intellectual calculation, his imagination is known as ru'ya. Ru'ya. He thought that they were not listening, so he went there to address them directly. So word ru'ya has been replaced by zanna, by zan, your guess or estimation. And the same word has been used by Imam Muslim. And Imam Muslim has said, ثُمَّ خَطَبَ فَرَعَى أَنَّهُ لَمْ يُسْمِعِ النِّسَاءَ. Fara'a. It does not mean that he saw the ladies were not listening to him. No, Bukhari says, وَزَنَّ. He thought and considered, or he guessed that ladies were not listening, were not able to listen to him. So here word ra'a from ru'ya has been used. So in Quran and in Hadith, everywhere in the books of Lugha, the word ru'ya is used for assessment, for calculation, for scientific visualization, or any knowledge or information which you receive through any moon. So the basic concept during to this whole thing is the basic concept. There was a time, I once wrote a book on it. Although it is not published, but it was very clear that there were holy, you know, that Holy Prophet, the modern science says very important things. Modern science says, the astronomy, development of astronomical science, says that the new moon to new moon, the birth of new moon to birth of new moon, between two new moons, there's total time of 29 days, 12 hours, 44 minutes and 2.8 seconds. This is the total time from birth of new moon to birth of next new moon. Today science has explored. It is totally 29 days and 12 hours and something. Very beautiful thing which I would like to tell, that Holy Prophet ﷺ said, this is told to us, and Holy Prophet ﷺ said that the days, he said the days, according to Holy Prophet said, the days are 29 days of the month of Haram, he said there are the days are for 29 days. Holy Prophet ﷺ said that the whole day, according to the moon, its period is 29 days. Who told Holy Prophet 29 days? This was the astronomical calculation of 29 days, which we came to know now, 29 days and 12 hours and 44 minutes and 2.8 hours. So Holy Prophet ﷺ at that day, since people were not in use of calculating the things, they were just using the method of eye sighting. And Holy Prophet ﷺ indicated that. He indicated, he said in Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 1913, he said, Inna ummatun ummiyatun la naktubu wa la nasub. Holy Prophet said, we are a nation, the Arab people are a nation, illiterate nation. We can't neither write nor calculate astronomically. These are the word of Sahih Bukhari. Our Arab people are illiterate nation, or they are unable to write and they are unable to calculate. We can't neither do kitab nor hisab. We can't count and we can't calculate astronomically. So Holy Prophet explained the reason why the people in nowadays are basing the presence of crescent on eye sighting, because they don't have any other astronomical data or scientific development. But now when the scientific developments came into existence, the Quranic objective is that the sun and the moon, they have been appointed with stages to develop the calendars of Islam. To know about the timings and dates, Quran says, وَالْقَمَرَ قَدَّرْنَاهُ مَنَازِلَ حَتَّى عَادَ كَالْأُرْجُونِ الْقَدِيمِ Surah Yasin. And we have also appointed stages of motion and rotation of the moon till its appearance to the dwellers of the earth, waves to the semblance of an old dry branch of a palm tree. So Quran means, objective of Quran is that the people should develop their knowledge towards proper, accurate assessment of the timings and dates of the lunar calendar. Then Quran says, وَالشَّمْسُ وَالْقَمَرُ بِحُسْبَانٍ The sun and the moon are rotating according to the configuration determined by him. If we depend always on just naked eye sighting, we won't be able to determine the stages of moon correctly, accurately. Always there will be a difference of opinion, and we would never be able to develop a calendar, lunar calendar. And Quran says that Shams and Qamar, the sun and moon, they have been determined with the motions and stages so that an Islamic calendar may be established. An Islamic calendar can only be established if we base on astronomical scientific data and its calculation. And Quran says, وَالَّذِي جَعَلَ الشَّمْسَ ضِيَاءً وَالْقَمَرَ نُورًا وَقَدَّرَهُ مَنَازِلَ لِتَعْلَمُوا عَدَدَ السِّنِينَ وَالْحِسَابِ This is Quran, Surah Yunus, verse number 5. That Allah has made the sun a source of light, and with that made the moon shine, and appointed for its stages to appear smaller or bigger, so that you might compute the numbers of years and count of time. So the whole motion of sun and moon is to compute the times and days and months and years, so that you may be able to develop a calendar. If you, even today in 21st century, if you sit down and just announce to depend only on naked eye sighting, when this Muslim Ummah would be able to develop a permanent Islamic calendar, which is the main objective of Quran, mentioned in so many verses of Quran. Because with the naked eye, always there is a difference of opinion. So there would be no accurate or certain calendar which could be agreeable by the Muslim Ummah to achieve the Quranic objective. That's why the Muslim great scholars and scientists, they established these astronomical devices in order to know the moon sighting through scientific substance. Imam Yaqub bin Tariq was the greatest scientist of astronomy in 8th century. Muhammad bin Musa Khwarizmi was the greatest scientist of 9th century in astronomy. Imam Abu Ja'far al-Khazin in 10th century. Muhammad bin Ayyub Tabari in 11th century. Up till Musa bin Mamun of 12th century. So the Muslim great scientists and scholars, they have been working on the development of astronomical sciences to know the motions of these moons. So they used to calculate through astronomy in our Islamic history. Now the only way is now that to confirm, there were different methods. There was a time when the scientists used to calculate the length and the age of moon, birth after moon. But there were always difference there in visibility. Then there was time to calculate the altitude. There was the time to calculate according to the age, how much time it should remain on the horizon, on the angle. But everything was creating problems in calculating a permanent calendar, except one thing. Liru'ya. Ru'ya means knowledge of existence. Knowledge of existence of new moon. And the only basic principle is that you have to see only one thing. No need of naked eye now. No need of naked eye now. There was a time in Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, some ulama, they flew on the helicopters beyond the clouds to see the moon. If it was permissible to go beyond the clouds, it was not against فَإِنْ خُمَّ عَلَيْكُمْ. If you can't see because of clouds, then complete your 30 days. So Holy Prophet said, if you can't see because of clouds, so they wanted to cross the cloud to see. Was it not against Holy Prophet's conjunction? But people used to try to know exact existence of the crescent on the horizon with any way. So the proper answer is only to confirm the existence of the hilal on the horizon after sunset. The moon set should be after sunset. That's it. No condition of 40 minutes, no condition of 30 minutes, even it is for 5 minutes. If it is established that the moon set took place after sunset, and the moon remained on horizon even for 5 minutes after sunset took place, that would be the crescent, it would be the ru'ya, and you can start your Ramadan and start your Eid. This is permissible according to Quran and Sunnah.